from Camado, New Mexico. And while cowboy poetry is great entertainment, a reason I love it so much is it allows us to talk about our Western heritage and the Western way of life. And I like this poem just because of the picture it paints in your mind, and you can see each detail. It's An Old Western Town by Bruce Kiskadden. An old western town lay asleep in the sun, a long summer day that was then almost done. The shadows was long and the hosses stood round, sorta resting a leg and their head hanging down. 2 cowpunchers was down at the Last Chance Saloon. They was trying to sing, but they was both out of tune. Down a road that was dusty and narrow, a scratch in the dirt was some chickens and sparrows. The dogs slept in the shade, and the people they strolled like they felt plumb contented in body and soul. If you look just a little ways off to the west, you could see the high mountain tops with snow on their crest. The shadows of the clouds rolled over the flat, and it sure made a right pretty picture at that. Well, a drunken cowpuncher decided he was ready to go. Well, he figured he ought to put on a big show. He spurred and hollered and shot his 6-gun. He aimed to leave out of there with his hoss on the run, but he didn't remember that his cinches was slack till he already got his old pony on tracks. That cow hoss started to buck and bawl, and he threw that cowpuncher, saddle and all. Before the drunk waddy could escape the wreck, he was bit by 2 dogs, which he didn't expect. That cow hoss bucked into a long hitching rack, where a wagon team was hitched reared back. They let out a drag in the old rattle trap, a swinging the ends of 2 hitching straps. People come from everywhere. The chickens and sparrows, they took to the air. The kids made for cover, and the women all screamed. And the dogs was all chasing that runaway team. Well, a feller come out like some man always did, a-jumping and hollering and waving his lid. But as the team got near, why, the man lost his nerve. He got out of the way, but that made the team swerve. They took out the porch post to the store. They busted the winder and several things more. They was off their feet when they finally got stopped, all piled up in a heap with the wagon on top. Fast in their harnesses, one hoss almost strangled, but the crowd went to work and got 'em untangled. But as they started to take 'em away, well, the store man come out with plenty to say. His place had been wrecked, but what made it worse still was the owner of the team owed the store man a bill. He threatened he'd take it all out of his hide, and he sure wasn't bluffing. He got in and tried. But the citizens present, they reckoned the store man come off a mighty poor second. Well, the sheriff showed up with his badge and his gun, just in time for a drink when the whole thing was done. The sun went down soon after, and a few golden streaks from the afterglow on the high mountain peaks. The kerosene lamps shed a soft yellow light where the town folks was a-cooking their supper that night. It was a real western night, no fog or no haze. The stars hung in clusters, how bright they did blaze. The neighbors gathered to visit and talk. You could hear the soft footsteps along the boardwalk. A soft, gentle breeze sprung up from the west, and one after another, the lights went to rest. The blanketed night started to lay down on the best of all places, an old western town. Thank you.